Welcome back, Rashid here. So today we are going to look into how to initialize floor plan. So you can take a look here. First I was library setup. We call lib setup the article, which is we source here. So mine is called my short underscore init. Don't call that, rename that to lib setup the article. Okay. So I'm building my flow article here. And you can see that these are some global variables. Okay, design name I explained, design lib name I explained. There is a reason I might show you later on, but this you don't have to do this. Okay, this one. So I source the first file lib setup. I source second file sin read design, and that's a reading design. And then within the timing constraints, I have two files. First one is create set scenarios article, and I showed you code for that. The second one is design underscore tcons article, and I showed you code for that. Okay. Then RTL2P article, that's what we did in the last setup. So today's step is floor plan initialization, and the tickle file that we're going to create here, the next step is init underscore floor plan article. That's the code I'm going to show you today. Okay. So let's get started. This is our design. This is our counter. So floor plan, if I'm sitting at the very top level, at the chip level, and I have different design, and let's say my counter is my chip. Nobody gonna make a chip for just a counter, but that is the design that we are taking. Okay, so you have a boundary of your chip. Okay, and then you have a core of your chip. In the between core and boundary, for example, this is a wire bond package I'm going to use, where there are pads around this area. There will be pads for the primary inputs that are coming to the chip or primary outputs, and there will be pads for the ground and supply voltage. The ground and supply voltage will be around here, and we will look into those when we do the power grid. But right now, think of this chip has, on my design, I have clock input comes. These are all the inputs: enable, scan in, scan out, reset, and outputs are counter, 4 bits of counter, and scan out. Okay, and assume there are pads connected to them. Then external world is connected, outside world, they go from here. Okay, so from the pad there's a connection coming into the core, and these are ports. So these are logically talking, those are ports, but the metal that associated, so we need to route them. We need to get input on a certain, let's connect this one, on a certain metal. Okay, so each one of these is a metal shape. Okay, there is a wire coming from here, and there's a little bit bigger wire, and from there input logic can connect to this. So think like these are little wire. I just made these a little bigger, but you can have another metal coming like here. But when the further design that I'm going to do inside the chip will be this core. Okay, and I don't think I will do these pads. So your design, your counter is here, but these are its port location, or when you have a physical metal associated with them, these are your terminals. Okay, so assume you don't see these pads or blue things, just ignore them. Then your terminal are these red ones, the red squares or rectangles. Okay, and I have decided that in my chip I'm going to put all the inputs, including clock, reset, on this side, and all the outputs will go on the right side. So I am now initializing the floor plan. So keep in mind there is also a term will come offset. Offset is how much distance is there between the core and the boundary. This distance as well as this distance, and it's the same across. Got it? Another important terminology is the core utilization. Utilization here. So what does that mean? That in a simple one is a cell area. So eventually our standard cells and memories will take up this area. So even memory is a cell. Okay. So we will have standard cells, N, NOR, and bigger memories will take up the area, and then there will be some empty area. You cannot just pack everything with cells. Okay, then you will have trouble routing them, or you will have trouble later on. You might have to buffer and word. Another signal comes here and here. If all the cells here, we might not be able to buffer it. So you don't want 100% utilization, because you need to keep margin for, you are at synthesis stage right now, right? Later on, clock free synthesis will come, and we will put some other buffers and for hold fixing and all that. So that stuff will come later on. So you need to keep margin for those, and you also need enough space there so that in the routing requirement, all the connection in between different logic that you have at counter level, that is also taken care of pretty well. Okay, so this is basically this ratio, cell area over a total core area. Okay, so that is called utilization. And normally I think a good start is at synthesis level is a 50%. Okay, these days synthesis is also a physical synthesis. It knows your floor plan and it can add cells that can so less cells will come later on stage. So I think 50% is what I'm going to use in this example. Okay, now question is, how are you going to initialize that floor plan? So you can initialize floor plan in different ways. So let's say your block, somebody is working in a floor plan owner is working all over the chip, and that person is going to create this floor plan and eventually will give you a tickle file, and that tickle file will have the location and what kind of metal is for all the ports. Will you source that tickle file, and it will also initialize your core area and everything. But in this example, this is this method. So you are design reading, you're synthesizing, you're reading a tickle file. You can also take a def file for your design as an input. But the other method is, that was external. The internal method is now, which is I'm going to use here, because I'm doing this block trial level here. So I'm going to create my own floor plan. I don't have any floor plan person. So I am the floor plan person. So I'm just going to assume certain floor plan. I'm going to initialize with that. So I will give the tool some parameters to initialize, but rest of the initialization will be done by the tool. Okay, so this is my init underscore floor plan, init underscore floor plan tickle. Okay, and I will go over the contents of that right now. All right, that's good. We'll cover it in this video. So as always, okay, the first line is telling which script it is, and it will help you in the log file. These are the native commands of the tools. Okay, I'm telling it that utilization is 0.5 or 50%. And now I'm using some application variables. So these are the application variables. And in the latest tool, there are ways how you can set application variables. These are not normal variables. Okay, so you can initialize them in a more like a vendor tool method. And that method is set underscore app underscore option. That is again vendor. This is not a native tickle one. This is the vendor specific tickle command. You give it dash name, mean this is the variable, and what value you want to give it? True. So what we want to do is you initialize the floor plan based on this. We are also setting another variable which says, okay, you need to place all the pins, mean all the ports and all the terminals that I talked earlier. Then what I'm giving some constraints to the port. So if this is your core and boundary, typically this is looking at this, starting here, you call side 1. This is side 2, this is side 3, and this is side 4. This is how tool will look into it. So when you are giving a constraint, you say set block underscore pin underscore constraints. Again, this is the tool native command. I think self mean you need to place yourself, but you can check man pages of it. Then you put dash sides, and in dash sides you give 1 and 3. I want to place my pins on the side 1 and side 3. You got that? Okay, so location of the pins I've given. Now I don't mind if it puts it here and here. I'm just giving the side location, so it's a little bit more generic. Then you can also give exact coordinates too, by the way, but I'm keeping my flexibility there. Then I'm also telling, okay, set block pin constraints loud layers. What layers? So when on this side, I'm giving it metal 4. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind that in physical design, each metal has a preferred routing direction, and the technology file has that. So based on the technology file, look at this. Inputting constraints metal here, these should be the horizontal ones. Okay, if I put constraints on this one, these will be vertical because they will make connection downwards or upwards. Okay, so look at that, whichever is your pin for horizontal. I gave a little bit higher, not too high, not too low. I gave a metal 4 here and here. Okay, then I said another constraint I put that all inputs need to be on side 1. All outputs, these are again native tool commands. You can run this on the shell and they will show you what are all the outputs. I'm saying put all inputs on side 1 on metal 4, put all outputs on side 3 on metal 4. That's it. Didn't give. And the core utilization tool already knows the logic in my design right now because I've read the design. Okay, so I'm telling the tool keep a 50% utilization. And now I'm ending this one. So this is my init floorplan.tcl file. All right, I think that's all. And once you do that, once you sort this file, you should see your pins all placed here. Now keep in mind, I haven't done initialization right now. Okay, so I need to run one compile for that. But you can see all the pins, all input and outputs it will show right in this corner. So you can select them. By the way, this is another tip for you. You can take your cursor over it and just drag it, create a selection rectangle there. And in your shell, you can do this one shell get selection. You can also do, I think you can report collection, or you can use my my procedure and use a get selection. It will on each one, it will give you all these inputs, inputs and outputs. All right, let's conclude it here. That was the initialized floor plan, and the next lecture is on power grid. So see you then. Bye.